giving away and spending. It's going to collapse. It's collapsing technically now, right? Yes.
The comment about the money, it's 23 states already cut the benefits short. 23 states, all the Republican from the South. Republican ran the Democrat, but by September, there's a deadline for all of them, but people getting short now. Yeah, it's like you said.
They're in a dilemma. In a dilemma, in a revolutionary period, what does the government depend on for security? All of its institutions. The police, the sheriff's department, the FBI, the military. They're not supposed to use on us, but you think they... Anyway, the point is, there's now infiltration of each and all of those to the highest point possible. For instance, if somebody got a master's degree right now, join the police department, some of them, FBI, any of them, CIA, join the departments, the State Department. Join up, get your PhD as you're doing whatever you do, right? If you got right now a BA, what do they call a BA or some old silly degree, right? Well, okay. You got to look at it like this. Join those institutions. The ones that are better educated evolve in there, right? The one that are better educated, the chief of police, is just the one that took the test and got more than everybody. They wasn't on the police department longer than other people, right? They make the white woman the police chief because she was smarter than them niggas that was hitting on her when she was on patrol. Right? I mean, smarter by their statistics. Even 30 years ago, 40 years ago, it was 50 years ago when I started taking those tests for police chief, for fire chief. You know, when you go to the bookstore, they got all those tests for fire chief. You ever see them? For police chief, for a regular test. They're not the exact test, but those are the kind of questions. They've been having them for years. They have them everywhere. Just look up on that. Test for
they probably have study guides.
That's what I mean. That's study guides. They have tons of them. I took them in the 1970s. I took them then. I took them then to find out what's the thought process. You know what I mean? I took police chief, fire chief. I took all of them tests.
Yeah, they sure do.
They have been at it for decades, right? Okay. Those people are test-wise. Okay. Now, they are right now killing Negroes by the bucket load. We don't even have time to dawaize enough people to get them situated, right? And we don't have enough time. See, we use time for ourselves when we talked about longevity, but longevity is the end of longevity because of the accelerated pace of change. It blows everything away. So when we talk about 5 years from now, that means if we done talked at all the universities, and this is a program, we're pushing this program, by the way. We're not sitting here with it. We're pushing this program. And they don't have to worry about them tables for people that you ever go to, all that they have, what language? Dari, Persian, every language, and what do the people be doing? We need native Persian speakers. Oh, and they all, you can't get them away from the table. Who's hiring them? The federal government is hiring them to spy on us, to translate what we say. What did this guy say there? I don't know. The white man don't have no idea what he's saying. So they ask you to tell them what they say. They've been doing this for decades. No, they've been doing it for longer than that. A long time. Okay, now we don't have time to bring people to, do some dawa, da-da-da. No. We don't have time now. It's not that we're in a hurry, but we have to make our people aware. And also, if the thing is falling, let it fall in a certain way. That means use the momentum of the people. The people, our people, black people, already want to join in the system. They didn't want federal police putting out an ROTC and how all them places, right? They didn't want all that. Bring them back. Fill it up. Fill it up now. Okay? Because along with, when it reaches a critical mass, the people are being educated on why you're going there. Before, they was going to get a job. And I'm not your brother. But the system has helped us a lot. It let everybody know, y'all is niggas. Y'all is Mexicans, Latinos. That's what you are. And don't think you're going to get it. So join up and don't help beat nobody upside the head. Just keep your hands down until critical mass. When you get a high enough percentage of people in the department, then you start to say, well, I'm here. Why are you here? I'm here to do just what I said, to uphold the Constitution. Right? If they uphold the Constitution, they can't beat you upside the head because you're a nigga. Because you're upholding the Constitution. You're upholding the Constitution. That's the first step. Do we believe in it? It's a rag. That's what George Bush said. Don't worry about it. You're now dealing with a strategy to rescue and save your people. Them other niggas out there, them niggas ain't thinking. Them Salafis and those ignoramuses, ain't nobody not saying this stuff we're talking now. It wouldn't make no difference, whatever. You would have to have some strategy to save your people, because the time, you can see everywhere that the time is getting short. And you've got to protect. They got wives, and they got children, and they got families. And they're not working out any protection. They're not working out any protection. They don't have any buffer zones. They don't have nothing. They just kill each other, right? We kill each other. We've been trained to do that. Okay. That's not our job is to rescue our people. In the first stage, city, state, county, federal, allegiance to the Constitution. I pledge allegiance to the Constitution of the state of Maryland. Constitution got everything you need in there for this level. You can't do nothing to no niggas cause they're nigga in the book, right? Right? Everything. So once you get a little critical mass, say 10 years from now, when you got a lot of people in there thinking like you, because they came right out, they should empty out those black universities right now. Come in and join the system. They was going to join anyway, but now joining for a purpose. Joining for a purpose. They didn't see enough. All you have to do is pass a few hints every now and then. You don't have to convince black people about the system anymore. We're just going to make it, we're gonna join. Now you're joining for a purpose. So give them a reason to do what they already want to do anyway. Give them a purpose. They're already gonna do it, but now it's a purpose. The great purpose to rescue the United States government and the state of Maryland from itself, to prevent it from destroying itself. You may not make the same amount of money in big business, but big business ain't gonna be there anymore in a minute. 3 or 4 days, it's about gone. So you want a stable job? This feeds on everything that the Negro thrives on. Stability, right? To be able to save yourselves and your family, yeah, right? To get them a good education, right? That they join the army too. Just don't kill no niggas and no Arabs and all of them little dumb people running around. Just don't kill them. Keep your mouth shut for the first 5 years. After you get enough in there, now you're going to affect the policy. I can't attack them. Why? Because there's no declared war. Nigga, what's wrong with you? Well, I just happen to have the Constitution here and it says, right? Why can you do that? Because you got enough people now. You got an army full of niggas, Mexicans, and all them poor people, right? And they've always used those people to destroy other people. But there's a time in history where everything that was against you can turn around and be for you if you use it right. And that's what we're talking about today. Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you what we're preaching from now on. We're not going to jump on no thing and run back to Oakland. We're going to turn 4481 into the center for something or other. We'll figure it out in a minute. It's growing, it's coming every day, every minute. All of these notes are coming from the thing has been growing and building up all the time. And then boom, it just drops in there. All right, that's what's happening. It's not started today or it just happened and this is different. No, it's not different. We've been doing this. We've been involving here for, man, everything we've been doing is pointed in this direction. 15 years ago, our friends are going to be tree huggers. It was almost 10 years ago, when we go to these programs, standing outside of, what's the name? And, you know, what are we talking about? They're talking about our beloved ayats. Our beloved ayats about who's
speech.
Huh? Who's better to speech? Those who call men to Allah, work righteous deeds and say, right? We've been headed this way, and Hamim and all of that warm, fuzzy, you're going to be the wali. You remember what we said? You're going to be the wali of those people, them people, that people.
That show enmity.
Huh?
That show enmity and hatred towards you.
You used to be enmity and hatred, and now you're the warm and fuzzy friends. Hamim, warm, fuzzy friend. You ain't gonna just be, oh, you my homeboy. No, cracker. You just fuzzy wuzzy. This is not new. Is it new? It's not new at all. It's an evolution. See, everybody else is stuck on that dumb stuff. Whatever they stuck on, even if they stuck on something good, we are not stuck on things. We are an evolutionary, right? We changed the terminology from revolutionary to evolutionary. In other words, we're growing at all times. It's not a sudden and quick change, but it evolves step by step. And you look up and you said, as a rabbit, well, he didn't start out, he's been evolving. And that's what we've been doing. Okay, I'm gonna pick up. We have limited choices. Flood the government, continue higher education while you work. In other words, if you just have a math, them little degrees, BA, that'll get you off and started. But you keep studying while you're working. Why? Because everything I heard is that people that are studying in their system and they get all them things in their record, right? You go up the list. What about in 10 years when we have people highly educated, purposeful? They're not there just so they won't starve to death. Okay, so 80% of them are. It doesn't. Critical mass, when you get enough people structured and organized, and that's the only place you're going to be able to do it. You think we can do it? Everybody come over here, we going to get that old mean old white man. They just stand at the door. You go over there, you go there. They everywhere but here. In D.C. right now, the people here are everywhere but here. And hopefully we get to a few people, but we don't know what blockage they put on. Something ain't coming in, because when we was hooked up on that internet and stuff, they just closed it down and said that somebody was going to do this or that. So we have to change your email. This is what Muhafiz and Bahia did. They just changed my email. And they said somebody, and they had somebody call me and said, did you put out a message that you needed $700 and you're in London? I said, no, I'm in Oakland and I ain't put out nothing. It was all a farce. So I used to get zillions of emails. Because everybody said, yo, get on that in. And my email list, I was hooked up with everybody. They said this nigga got too many contacts. I was getting mail from London, from everywhere. So they cut it off. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't worried about it at all. Because Allah helps you in many ways. Okay. So this higher education stuff, that means you're using the system and you're becoming a real beneficiary. You're using the system for the benefit of humanity, not just yourself. But in the meantime, the only stable income you'll be able to get in a little while will be not from factories and all that, federal, state, county, and city workers, right? And if you got all of your people, which they're there now, but they're unconscious people. That's what the thing about the Judo School and teaching the people about consciousness. If we teach enough consciousness and they stay plugged in where they want to be, right? We can have a certain amount of security on ourselves and on our people. Otherwise, the way the Negroes is acting and them tattletales, you ain't got no security on nothing. They can do whatever they want to us as a people. They are doing it. I mean, good God Almighty, what do we need for the people to show us we don't like you, nigga, and we do what we want to do? And one dummy, we send him up there, we just send him for the heck of it. This is just one dummy, a sacrifice fool. Right? He just went overboard. And what else do you expect if you have, does anybody understand when the Israelis teach your police department, your police begin to act like we're Palestinians? It's bad enough being black, but black and Palestinian too, with a Jew, with a Zionist, he can do anything that you want. It's unbelievable. So if I be good, they won't bother me. Then you's a dumb nigga. Yes, you's a dumb nigga. You dumb as you can get. But when the white man get boxed in, the big boss, you gotta go. You think, I'm gonna save my nigga here. This is my nigga. He been with me all the time. He done stuck with me. Let's go and see where this happened before. Or the closer you get, the quicker he can throw you overboard, right? The nigga gotta go overboard standing next to the white man if he can get the gravity on you. Yes, that's the way it is. It's not nothing new. So now we're gonna use the system for ourselves. For good. Remember now, this language is not new. It's just you're hearing it different. We've always been America the Good. Does anybody remember America the Good? That's us. America the Good. We've been headed this way all along. You have to be a dummy not to realize that they have a saying that people keep trying the same thing over and over again and it's not working, there's something wrong with them. Except for prophets and other good people like that, that's not true. You keep doing that same, you got that message, you do it over and over again. That's the same thing with us. We keep doing what we're doing. The only thing is we've evolved to a level of reality. We're not joining the system to hurt nobody. We're not joining the system to break nobody's back. We're joining the people to rescue the people because the people are not able to rescue or protect themselves. They got old Al out there blowing his horn right now. And they got the old cha-cha-cha Negro lawyer. I don't even think he can speak. You ever see him? It's pitiful. Okay, you want them to save your black ass?
And they doing it for money.
Yeah, you want them to save you? But now you gotta remember, even in legal terms, let's say just like FBI, there's 10% good in just about that. So the same thing in the legal sense. When they start challenging us legally, we're gonna give it, we'll have the records of all the so-called good attorneys.